guys, it's Jo. Welcome back to my channel. You know, I've been sitting here trying to figure out exactly how I wanted to start this, and then I realized it doesn't really matter. Just hit record and do what you're gonna do. So today I'm kind of excited because I was watching Melina on her channel, Me Crafty Scrapper, and she does on Thursdays an MS Scrap Busters, and she goes through different techniques and stuff, ways to use our scraps, which if you're like me, you have 4.5 bins full of different size scraps, and I want to use them. I definitely, I mean, that's a lot of money that's just sitting there that so much can be done with. So I watched her today, and she made, I forget what she called them, but they're page enders. They're basically like strips that sit on the end of your journal page. So today I thought it would be fun to try and make some myself. I have not made one yet, so this is completely, I am learning as I go here, trial and error. I will tell you that I did go ahead and cut my strips down, which I just pulled a few out, and I did 5 miscellaneous 8.5 by 1.5, which 8.5 is kind of my go-to size for journals. And like she said in the video, you can cut these down, which you can see mine are not completely the same. My scoreboard cutter is not, I don't think it's quite accurate, the ruler on it. I don't know. Because the score lines are not lined up the way you would think they would be. So I don't know. I still use it. But sometimes my measurements are just off by a fraction of an inch. So, okay, basically, she started with one strip, and she took another strip, which these are, I believe I did 7 by 1. Some of them are 1.5, but she took a strip, and then she found the color that she wanted to put on it, which I think I'm going to go with this map. And then we are going to tear down the center, and you want to be fun with your tears. You want to kind of go back and forth a little bit so they're zigzaggy. And then you are going to place it on the top like this. So you're going to have one straight edge and one torn edge. So we are going to ink up this one, which I am using Gathered Twigs today. And the kind of paper you use, it doesn't really matter. You can use scrapbook paper, digitals on copy paper, cardstock. This is cardstock. It's a light cardstock that I have these digitals printed out on that I'm using as the base. My personal preference is a sturdier base for just about everything that I do. And then this is just a map digital that's been printed out on copy paper. So it's a little more fragile, and I got to be a little more careful. But I tell you, I constantly, when I'm doing this, my fingers are so inked up by the end of the day. I have not figured out the eloquent art of inking without inking oneself. I'm assuming that comes with time. Probably not. So once you've got it good and inked up, you take your strip, and we are going to just glue this down. So I have my Fabri-Tac that I use for everything. I should have laid it on its side before I started this, so it'd be at the bottom. I'd been doing a little bit of crafting. I'm working on a new folio junk journal that I'm really excited about. I just love the paper pack that I'm using to make it. And I want to get some of those tutorial videos out, but I don't know, I'm nervous. I'm so nervous about it, and that's so silly, but I am. I feel like there's no room for error and I can't mess up, which is positively ridiculous. But anyway, so hopefully I'll get some videos out soon. So I'm just straightening that up a little bit. Okay, so there's one. And then in the end, we're gonna stitch this with the sewing machine. So I'm gonna set this one to the side. And then I think I wanna do this one, and I wanna use this pink. I think it's pretty. So we're gonna zigzaggy rip this. Maybe it's ripping pretty straight. And then we're going to ink it up like the other ones. Wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make a video tonight or not. I was getting ready to take a bath and my hands just were not working, and I dropped my phone and it bounced off the side of the tub and landed smack down in the water. And I really thought it was over. I was like, well, there goes that. And my speaker was kind of wonky there for a minute. It sounded like, I don't know, something out of the 80s. But then it just worked. So I was like, okay, we're doing this. One time we were on the river. We try to do a float trip once a year. This year, we're not going to be able to do it. The family that we go with, their mother has stage 4 cancer, and we are just spending our time and money supporting her as opposed to going on this trip. But I was in a kayak and I tipped, and my phone fell right out of the bag that I had on the kayak with me, as well as everything else. And I just knew my phone was lost forever. And when we made it back to our little Airbnb, I kid you not, my husband gets a phone call from my mother letting me know that someone had just contacted her from my phone because it was an emergency contact. And this sweet man saw it at the bottom of the river where I had tipped my kayak and got it out of there. He said it was still on, and which I was so thankful for. There was just some irreplaceable things on that phone, some pictures and different things. So I was beyond thankful for that. So I guess I shouldn't have worried so much when it hit the tub, considering it spent about 30 minutes at the bottom of a river and survived just fine. It didn't even need to be put in rice. It just did its thing. But I think they have some test on it. It's just a iPhone XR, I think. But apparently there's some tests they do on them where they can be underwater for 30 minutes and it won't damage them. I think that's pretty cool, especially if you are a natural born klutz like me. That is a good thing. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay, and you can use the other halves of yours. Of the papers that you're ripping. In fact, Melina did on her video. She used both sides on different papers, but I just wanted to do some different ones here. And you can do your paper all the way to the end on either side. You can do it however you want to. So, all right, I've got, whoop, I did not ink that. And I need to glue that a little better. We are coming loose. And that was too much glue, but that's all right. We'll just wipe it off because it don't matter. All right, and then we will ink around here. So I hope everybody's having a good day. I had a pretty good day. It was a long shift. My son is doing a college prep program. He is my youngest of 4, and he is in a program where in the summer they spend a few weeks in the dorms, like Monday to Thursday. And I had to pick him up today at 4, so I got lucky and got to leave early today. So that was kind of a nice little treat for me. All right, so I'm just going to pick up these. Well, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and do them because why not, right? Why not? So I think I'm going to do, sometimes it's better if they're not so busy on the bottom. However, I think, well, maybe I like that. Okay. I just pulled some random pieces out. I wasn't really sure how this was going to turn out, but I thought it would be fun because, you know, I don't have any of these, and I've seen them in journals, and they are super cute, and there's so much you can use them for. You can use them for side tucks and shallow pockets. You can use them as belly bands, just all kinds of stuff. And I need to make up a bunch of them so that I have like a stash of them, because they're really good for journal layouts in one way or another, I think, anyway. But man, am I excited. We are coming to the end of this week. It is, I don't know if it's just me or if there's a full moon coming or what, but this week has just been bizarre. We had so many admissions and people out on vacation, so people doing multiple jobs, me being on the floor 3 of those days. It's just been exhausting. So this is kind of my therapy. I get to come home and do some crafting with you and hopefully teach you guys something you don't know. Hopefully I'll learn something. I absolutely love learning different techniques. I've been trying to think of a new tag idea I have, and I've been trying to put the pieces together in my head, and I need to just sit down with paper and see if I can't make it work. I'm kind of excited about it. I think that will be something that I will attempt to do, and if it works, my friends, I will put out a video probably tomorrow or Saturday. I'm not 100% sure. It just depends. It's Father's Day weekend, so who knows what's happening. All right. And whoop. It's a good thing glue is not an exact art, because I am positively willy-nilly with it. Okay, so there's those, and I'm gonna put these back in my bin. One of them anyway, one of the many. And then I have these 5. All right, so technically, you don't have to do anything else. You can embellish them further if you want to. I am not going to. I'm looking though to see. Oh, I thought I had something right in there, but I don't. But you could put little die cuts on them. You could do lace. You could do different clusters, snippets, kind of things to them, but they are just fine as they are as well. Now I am going to grab my sewing machine, if you guys don't mind, and I am going to sew these real quick and see how it looks. I have not mastered the art yet of how to pause my video. Yeah, have no idea how to pause my video and come back to it. And I have not invested in any video software yet either. So I'm going to just do this right in front of you here. This is just the Brother something or other. CE 1150. That's what it is. So I have, what do I got in there? I've got green thread in there right now for the journal I'm working on. So that is what we are going to use. We are going to use green. I'm going to do a zigzag stitch. And I'm going to apologize in advance right now because the camera is probably going to shake. So I'm going to try to go slow with it in hopes that it doesn't. There is just no telling. this turned out. Oh, I like that. Okay, I don't know. You can, yeah, you can see it. That turned out really cool. Okay, all right, I'm gonna do one more, and then I am gonna call it good. I really wanna, I like that. Okay, yeah, we're gonna do it that. And I'm still learning too. There's so many different patterns that you can use on this stinking sewing machine. And you know, I have just now learned that I can change the size of my zigzag. I'm telling you, when I say I am a baby to this field, I am a baby. I am learning as I go, and I'm a visual learner. So that's why I love watching the videos, because inevitably I am learning something. Yeah, and there's that one. All right, let's do a straight stitch and see how that turns out. That's weird. Okay, put that back under there. And we'll start it up here, and I'm gonna do it along this end here. Now that definitely was shaking my camera. Uh-oh, we are caught. I don't know if your guys' sewing machines do that, but mine seems to do it all the time, and it makes me crazy because I don't know how to keep it from doing that. I don't know if it's like a manufacturer error or if it's a user error. Neat. Got a little tight right up at the top there where the spool thread got caught underneath the spool. All right, let's do this one with that same straight stitch. And I'm going to do it on this side. Turned out here. Okay, all right, last one, and I'm going to do another zigzag stitch, I think. Sorry, I had to get a drink of my tea. My son hit me up earlier today. We go to the gym Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but we missed Monday because we are big slackers. Oh. I already messed up. Okay. So he called me today and wanted to know if we wanted to do a makeup day, and one thing about me is I have such a hard time telling my children no. I just, especially these boys, they just melt my entire soul. I have 3 boys and a girl. I lost my daughter though, back in 2020 in a car accident. That's a story for another day, but same thing. She was my mini-me, and I had a hard time telling her no too. These boys, they just, something about them, they just melt my soul. Okay, so here we go. Here are my 5 completed strips, and let me grab a journal and I'll show you what that'll look like. I've decided I need to make a journal for when I'm doing these so that like an idea journal, so when we're doing stuff I can just pop it open and have my different ideas in there. So I'm gonna look for a page that doesn't have anything on the edge, like this one right here. So I would take this and I would just place it down like that, or I could use it as a belly band like this, or like this, or as a tuck, which if I wanted to use it as a tuck this way or this way, all I would have to do is just glue the 3 sides and just leave this side open so that you could tuck things right inside there. I could even do it on this side if I wanted to. But yeah, so that is how that works. Well, that was fun. Okay. So guys, simple little project, simple little scrap buster thing to use your strips for. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you took something from it, and I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of their day, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, bye.